Hello and welcome to this advanced module, which is about unattended automation. And I'm going to clarify the difference, get some distinction between attended and unattended automation in this module. So, automation on the desktop, robotic process automation, and you know the difference between cloud flows and desktop flows. We're in the domain here of desktop flows, the automation of the user interface on the desktop. And this is Power Automate Desktop. Unattended automation using Power Automate Desktop means that there is no user logged in, it's running by itself. Attended automation means that the user is logged into the machine and can see the robot doing the work in real time. So the work that we've been doing in the labs, that is definitely attended automation because you can see it, you are logged into the machine and you can see the automation doing its stuff. An important thing happened with Power Automate Desktop in March 2021. Power Automate Desktop is now became available at no additional cost for Windows 10 users, and it is bundled into Windows 11. So it is inside Windows 11, just like Calculator, WordPad, all those default apps. Now Power Automate Desktop is inside there. So in essence, in theory, anybody can do attended automation on Windows 11. They just open up Power Automate Desktop, and then every time they want to do a bit of automation, they will run that automation, and it will go and do the work. But there's also a licensed attended license. So just to clarify something on licensing. So RPA for Windows 10, Windows 11, it is free to use. You can just start using it, but that's for personal productivity. It's just sort of, personal use. These little tasks that you need to do that you can automate, it's great for that. But as soon as you want to do like share and collaborate on those desktop flows with anybody else, or if you want to call that call the desktop flow from the cloud, or if you want to use AI Builder or any of the stuff that we've been doing in the labs, then you would need a license for that, an attended RPA license. So attended RPA license starts at $55 per month. 55 at the time of recording, it's 55 Australian a month. For that, you get to do, you can call Power Automate Desktop flows from the cloud. There are other tiers of licensing. If you want to understand more about Power Automate Desktop Power Automate licensing, reach out to us in the support bubble. We can run through that absolutely. We've got a help article that explains it pretty well. But just to know that attended automation, you will see the attended RPA license, and what that's referring to is the type of license that you require to do all of the stuff there on the right hand side. But from a technical point of view, from a descriptive point of view, Windows 10, Windows 11 with Power Automate Desktop free can run attended automation because the user's logged in and they can see the automation happening. So it's personal desktop productivity and enterprise productivity. So let's have a little deeper dive into attended. So attended automation is what we've been doing in our labs. We've been running a flow, and then the robot takes over our machine and does things. Attended automation, great for the users logged in. It's great for personal productivity. Think of it as, say you have a task to input data from a spreadsheet into a website, like maybe it's order fulfilling or something like that. You could write a little flow in Power Automate Desktop to do that work, but you can't do anything else while that's doing that work because your machine's been taken over. So you would set it up, press play, go have a cup of tea, and then come back and it will be there. For the attended automation that we've been doing, calling it from the cloud with the attended license, then you'd need to register Power Automate Desktop as a machine on your environment. This can be scripted by your IT team. If necessary, you can do this all automatically through login scripts and GPO policies and PowerShell. But just to know that the attended automation calling from the cloud like we've been doing, you must register Power Automate Desktop as a machine in your environments. Just to recap, that is in settings and machine settings, and you choose your environment and you connect your machine to that environment, and it shows up in the monitor section of your Power Automate environment. So machine must be registered as a machine. And for unattended too, you do need to register your machine as well. So unattended automation then. So unattended automation runs without a user being logged in. So you actually specify a user to log in as, and it will just run that automation without anyone being logged in. It needs a little bit of a different development approach. So think about it as a bot that needs things like a human would. So it needs a desktop. It could be a virtual machine or a physical machine. It needs user accounts like you're onboarding a human. Office 365 or any legacy apps or apps that it needs access to, you need to create accounts for it. Power Automate Cloud logs in, does the work, and then logs out again. And you need to be interactive with humans. So, for example, we've written bots that do IT help desk things, and if those bots fail, rather than just failing and sending an alert, we've coded it in a way that it will say it fails on a particular ticket, part of resolving a ticket. It won't just fail blindly. It will know that it's failed using error handling techniques, and then what it will do is it will escalate that ticket to a human, so it goes back into the queue. So you've got to think about it a bit differently. It is like you're bringing someone into the team. You're bringing this bot into the team to collaborate with humans. So you need to have that development approach. Also, you need to take into consideration things like leaving the machine exactly how you found it, because you don't want future flows to fail. And also some things like screen resolution is very important. So you need to make sure that you've ticked all those boxes. But once you've done that, then unattended automation is absolutely superb. Essentially what you have is a 24/7 365 robot for less, in fact it's about 3,200 Australian dollars a year. And just to put that into context, that 24/7 robot can do any type of task. So it's not dedicated to one particular workflow or desktop flow. You can have it doing as many different types of desktop flows as you like, 24/7, 365, for less than 3,200 a year. And it's scalable. There's these things called machine groups. You can bunch a bunch of machines together into a group, and Power Automate will load balance across the machines in that group, and also you can do things like set priority. So you can have sort of tasks that just hum in the background that aren't urgent, and then if a task comes in that is more important than those, it can jump that queue and get processed accordingly. Even administrators can go into the queue, view what's in the queue for the bots to be doing, and alter the priority manually in real time. Awesome stuff. So just to recap, you have attended desktop automation and unattended desktop automation. And attended is around personal automation, personal productivity. On-demand task automation, click a button, go make a cup of tea. Its audience is citizen developers in business units. The user must be signed in for it to do the work. Unattended is the enterprise automation. This is about accelerating high volume and tedious tasks, and it's at scale across the whole company. And this is where we see things like Center of Excellence departments or an automation specialist engaged to look after this sort of work. These are jobs on dedicated machines, pools of machines to do the work. I saw this quadrant on LinkedIn a few months ago, and I really like this. If you think about all the work in an organization, and whether it's done by humans or automation, either the human can be at the center of the work, like doing the coordination and the center of the work, and then delegating tasks out to machines, so you've got the core piece of work, and you've got bits of work at the edges, say. in a task. Just think about a task as being having core tasks and tasks at the edges. If you have humans at the edges and humans at the center of that process, then there's no automation there at all. If you have a human at the center of the work with automation at the edges, then you have attended automation. What this means is that human is still driving the work, but they might gather the spreadsheet, they might log into the website and get things set up and then press play, and then the robot is doing the work at the edges. Sometimes you can have unattended automation. And unattended automation is where the automation's at the center of the business process and the humans at the edges setting things up for the automation to make sure that things are humming along nicely with that automation. And it's a different mindset. And this evolution from no automation to attended automation to unattended automation is the journey that we're seeing at varying degrees inside organizations. And finally, the goal is autonomous automation with advances in AI technology and data, the amount of data that we collect all the time. I don't think we're far away from having this autonomous automation where automation's at the center of business processes, but also at the edges, and it's telling humans what should be automated. So for me, this unattended automation piece is a really exciting development to be happening currently at work. So that is, hopefully that clarifies some things around attended and unattended automation. Thank you for watching, and catch you in the next video.